My name is April. I am a mom, a musician, and a military veteran here in the U.S. This technique that I'm going to share with you today, I'm calling Singalong Switch because it involves singing, which is something I've been doing since before I could talk, and tapping, which is a technique that I've discovered and used over the last 5 years or so, and I have found to be very helpful as well. And so I'm combining those two techniques in Singalong Switch. Sometimes it's easier to describe something as the opposite of something else. And so I often think of the quote from Michelle Obama. She said, "When they go low, we go high," meaning that when anybody is like teasing or saying not nice things, then you take the high road, right? So that's wonderful advice. My description of this technique is when they go high, you go low, meaning when you're around frenetic energy and really just anxious people, and you can feel like, for me, I feel it inside, like the tension's building or the anxiety is rising, and just feels like it's getting to this, you just kind of, sometimes I just want to go scream somewhere, right? So when that happens and the energy around you is getting high, and maybe even you are getting angry and frustrated, then we need to go low, meaning we need to come inside of our bodies and center ourselves and calm down so that we can be a calming presence for those around us. And that's easier said than done. I'm sure we've all been in situations where someone around us is getting like a little bit crazy, and then so we're like, oh, calm down. And like, when has that ever helped anybody, right? Because when you're in that place, it's really hard to come down from that. So that's where Singalong Switch comes in. I'm very hopeful that right now you're in a place where you are calm, cool, and collected, and everything's great. But in reality, I know that that's not the case for many of us, right? There are situations that happen multiple times a day that can get us flustered and frustrated. So if you're in one of those places right now, wonderful, because this technique is really going to help you. If you're not, odds are pretty good that you're going to find something today that would be a situation where this tool is going to be helpful for you. I was just going to share from my own experience. What happens on the daily at our house is we have a toddler, and he is experiencing all the emotions and doesn't really have words to say or ways to express them that are appropriate. And so that it often comes out in fits of anger and kicking and, that kind of thing. If you're a parent or have been around children for any length of time, you can picture what I'm talking about. So those situations, most of the time adults act a little less crazy than a toddler. That's something, I practice what I preach, I guess is what I'm trying to say. That everything that I'm teaching you are things that have been helpful for me in stressful situations as well. I'm going to sing a phrase, and then I'm going to repeat that phrase so you can sing along with me. And if you are comfortable tapping and you would like to, feel free to join me. That's just an additional layer that is helpful to ease anxiety, but we're all responsible for our own health and our own bodies, so if that's not something you want to do, totally fine. I just invite you to sing and repeat after me. All right, here we go. Even though there's chaos, even though there's chaos, I can find the calm. I can find the calm. Even though there's chaos, even though there's chaos, I will find the calm. I will find the calm. There is room to grow. There is room to grow. When I'm feeling low, when I'm feeling low, Even though there's chaos, even though there's chaos, I can find the calm. I can find the calm. This next one uses the phrase, I find my success accepting others and myself. And I will share with you that I developed this phrase, this exact wording, again as the opposite of something else. And so I was doing a meditation about letting go of judgment, which is something that I personally struggle with. It's one of those things that just is always coming up for me, and I'm always working on. And so I'm, always looking for meditations and other things that are helpful for that. And one of the phrases that was used was, I can see what it was exactly. So it was something about I can find success without judging others and myself. And I thought using the word judging in something, just even though I'm saying without judging, it still feels like I'm calling attention to the judgment part, which is what I'm trying to let go of. And so I reworded it to say that I find my success by accepting others and myself. And when we are able to truly accept and love ourselves, then we are far more able to accept and love other people. And it just creates this wonderful cycle of love, which I think we can all agree is something we need a lot more of in the world right now. Okay, so let's do this next one. I find my success accepting others and myself. I find my success. I find my success accepting others and myself. Accepting others and myself. I find my success. I find my success accepting others and myself. Accepting others and myself. I let in light. I let in light so I can shine. So I can shine. I let in love. I let in love so I can shine. So I can shine. I accept love. Love. I can love myself. I can love myself. I can love. I can love. I find my success. I find my success accepting others and myself. Accepting others and myself. I find my success. I find my success accepting others and myself. Accepting others and myself. I let in love. I let in love. I let in light. I let in light. I let in love. I let in love so I can shine. So I can shine. Whew. That was really nice. Thank you. It's lovely to share helpful meditations and helpful techniques with others, and I appreciate you joining today and hopefully singing along and tapping along. I love to hear from you if you've found it helpful or how you have found it helpful. I like to start by acknowledging sometimes it is going to get crazy, but I can still choose to be calm in the middle of that. And then also to do some about just finding love and finding acceptance and focusing on the positive. That's something that I find helpful. So acknowledging that there is some chaos and some crazy, but then that we can choose to be calm and accept love and light and let it shine for the world.